Daniel Levy has overseen a lot of progress in his time as chairman of Tottenham. Everything he does is meticulously, usually out of sight and behind the scenes. Spurs business is nobody's business, but his latest plans have gone awry. The club's initial commitment to the Super League was met with universal backlash amongst supporters and fans, and now Jose Mourinho has been sacked. It is definitely a time of transition for Tottenham. So we considered 11 potential candidates who could replace Jose Mourinho and decide who will be the best one. Starting off with Gareth Southgate. Southgate's crack at club management saw Middlesbrough relegated from the Premier League, and that was ages ago. If Tottenham came calling for the England manager, Southgate should be so lucky. Whilst he still has the respect of England internationals, he's still not totally proven. Same reasons why Tottenham should really look elsewhere as any international manager. It'd be hard to get Southgate out of the job, so that would probably be a no from me. Moving on to number 10, Roberto Martinez. After a promising start at Everton ended so poorly, Martinez has done a good job with Belgium, leading them to third place at the 2018 World Cup and their first ever number one spot in the FIFA World Ranking. Heading to Tottenham would be a good step back into the club game, once he certainly hadn't taken past post-toffees. However, Martinez extended his Belgian deal until after the 2022 World Cup, and unless he does an awful job this summer in Euros, it doesn't look like they'll be able to get him out of that contract. So number 9 is Rangers manager Steven Gerrard. Gerrard has successfully broken Celtic's stranglehold on the Scottish Premiership and made Rangers a team to be feared in Europe again. Moving to Tottenham would provide a great litmus test to see how good a manager he could do. The bloke just wouldn't jump ship from Liverpool though. The second the spot becomes available, you kind of presume that Gerrard will just take it up, especially with how well he's done at Rangers. Number 8 is Nuno Espirito Santo. Wolves' season has been severely disrupted due to injury by Raul Jimenez and a real lack of pre-season after playing 1 million games last year. Nuno might think he's in need for a new challenge, and Spurs are a tier up from where he is. Alright, Jimenez hasn't helped, however, but Wolves play some torrid football, and Nuno is a disciple of Mourinho, of course, so you could kind of just see it as a downward step, really. So I wouldn't be sure on this one. Moving on to number 7 is Scott Parker. Fulham's promotion was dismissed by Premier League and Championship fans alike as reflecting the quality of the squad and not the manager. And with the Cottagers relegated this season, there are signs to suggest that Parker won't be managing in the Premier League again anytime soon. However, he does have potential. However, appointing a manager who's been relegated, especially this recently, really isn't a good look for Tottenham, so I can't see them appointing Parker yet. Number 6 is Graeme Scott Potter. Potter may be getting amazing results at Brighton, but he's keeping them afloat and has been playing nice football. A lack of a clinical striker has held them back, but their defence is solid. Tottenham would represent a huge step up, and one Potter would jump at, no doubt. However, appointing Potter doesn't exactly scream ambition for a club that was in the Champions League final 2 years ago. But Levy will be attracted to attractive football, so you never know. For number 5 is Maurizio Sarri. Honestly, I've got no idea about Sarri. He tried to hand his England role with Chelsea, however, he wasn't really popular with the Chelsea fans, and although he did win the Europa League, it just kind of, on the whole, didn't work out. And also, probably quite an expensive manager for Tottenham. So on the whole, I would say this is unlikely, especially with Sarri recently managing rivals Chelsea. Number 4, I've gone for Julian Lopetegui. Not a clue why he would join Tottenham, really. Sevilla are somehow alive in a La Liga title race, playing nice football and won their 28th Europa League last season. Maybe Tottenham can offer him more money on a bigger stage, but that's about it. But he's definitely almost out of their reach. It would be a brilliant appointment if they could somehow pull it off. However, it does seem pretty unlikely, unfortunately, for Spurs, because he'd definitely be towards the top of any Spurs fans list. Number 3, I've gone for Ralph Rangnick. Rangnick is often linked with roles at clubs like Spurs, but his desire to have total control of how a club operates is usually what stops him taking up the job. He was close to joining Milan last year and has recently been touted for the Frankfurt job. If Rangnick wants control of the club, he's unlikely to get that at Tottenham, however, with Levy having such a powerful influence, and it kind of just doesn't scream Tottenham, and it could end up being a bit of a car crash, to be honest. For number 2, I've gone for Massimiliano Allegri. For some reason, top European clubs have stayed away from Allegri despite his success against Juventus. Arsenal stayed away from hiring him, and his best bet seems to be a return to Juventus. Spurs would at least offer him a fresh country with an exciting squad. However, Levy would have to pay a big fee, and kind of the amount of time he's been away, you do feel if his knowledge would have been harmed a bit. And that leaves us with number 1, Brendan Rodgers. There's still a little bit of hope Rodgers could leave Leicester for Tottenham. He represents exactly the sort of profile Levy is after. He plays attractive football. However, with Leicester winning the FA Cup over the weekend, it does seem to be one of those scenarios as why would Rodgers join Leicester? He's building something special at Leicester. You just can't really see why he's gonna leave, especially with Champions League football still on the cards. But if Spurs are going to make a decision, I would say if it's Rodgers, Allegri or Lopetegui are attainable, they should be the ones Levy should be pushing to sign. However, they seem unlikely, but if Spurs can't get any of those, then giving Rangnick the keys to the club is the way to go. With a lack of a Maurizio Pochettino-like figure out there, starting from scratch may be Tottenham's best bet in order to return to the top. Sure, it'd be a risk, but in my opinion, it'd be a risk worth taking. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, comments down below, and follow me on Twitter. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.